Hey, it's John with Focus Camera, and here we're with a preview of the new PXW-Z200 with Tom. We love Tom. Tom is great. So, a few things. We just went over an FX6. So, what makes this different? Does it have clear image zoom?
Sure does.
Okay, well, does it have variable ND?
It has electronic variable ND, it sure does.
Okay.
Yep.
How about the autofocus? Still hybrid?
Hybrid autofocus with an improvement.
Ah, what's that?
Are you curious?
I already know what it is, but yes.
Yeah. So we actually have a separate AI processor that does just the autofocus. So our autofocus is improved. So not only does it do face and eye auto detection like our FX3, FX30, the FX6, but it does human recognition. So the entire human structure. So imagine somebody on camera and they turn away from the camera, and now there's no face or eye. What happens? Well, with this camera, it just knows that that's the back of your head, that's your shoulder, that's your back. And as you turn back around to face the camera, because it knows the relationship between your head and shoulders and everything else, it's got your eye locked in autofocus before you even get it fully turned around.
Wow, that's a beast. So still looking at the FX6, this is clearly a different camera, but what makes it different than an FX6?
It really comes down to the imager size. So we looked at cameras earlier. We had Super 35 on the FX30. We had full frame on the FX3 and on the FX6. One of the disadvantages of full frame in larger image sensors is that ability to get that subject that's far away. Now we have longer lenses, but you don't always have time to switch from a wider lens to that longer lens and get the shot you need. So this here, the PXW-Z200, has a 20x optical zoom on a 1-inch image sensor. So it plays the role of you get more shallow depth of field than you would, say, on a 3/3-inch image sensor, like our previous model, the PXW-Z190. So this is the replacement. And you get that shallow depth of field control that you wouldn't have gotten with the Z190. It's a stack sensor, so it processes and scans really fast, which also attributes to the ability to do 120 frames in 4K, 240 frames in HD, similar to your FX6s and 3s. But the ability to capture the subject far away. Now, you asked me if it had clear image zoom.
Yes.
And I said yes. Now take that same powerful technology and put it on a 20x optical zoom. Now you're looking at 40x in HD or 30x in 4K.
So we have our kind of old school look and design, but in reality under the hood, this is a powerful camera.
Cameras like this have been almost put to the wayside, but I believe with the Z200, it's going to make a strong comeback. Everybody's enamored with the cinema look, and understandably so. It's beautiful, it's very alluring to be able to throw your background out of focus. But then, how do you get those long shots and being able to just grab a camera and go and shoot whatever you want and have the range of super wide to super tight? This camera gives you that traditional camcorder capability, but with many more tools. The electronic variable ND we mentioned, the clear image zoom, giving you that super long range, yet keeping the body light, so we're not putting this massive lens on there to get you that range. There's streaming capabilities. And my favorite on this camera.
I know what it is.
And no, it's not clear image zoom.
Nope.
It's not electronic variable ND. It's auto framing. Yes, auto framing.
Yeah, read your mind.
So do you want to tell me about auto framing?
Oh no, that's what you're here for. I just know it's your favorite.
Okay, sure. So auto framing. Picture being able to be a one-person crew, and you set the camera up, and you're on camera, and you want to walk from one part of the scene to another. This camera has the ability to choose a small frame, a medium frame, or a large frame. So basically, tight shot, medium shot, long shot. keep you in a frame. So this is not an auto tracking thing like some PTZs can do. Auto framing keeps the same frame size that you chose. As long as you stay, obviously it's not a PTZ, so it's not going to follow you out of frame. But as long as you stay within the frame, move forward or back, left and right, this camera will keep you in the frame. Now you can have that as the actual recording. You could have it as an output and keep the recording full screen, or you could even send it as the stream. Super powerful tool. It works in unison with that AI focus that does the human recognition. So the combination of human recognition focus and this auto framing, it's an extremely powerful tool. It sends this camera light years into the future.
Let's say you're doing video for a baseball game. That's probably really useful to be able to keep that player in the frame without risking having to lose them to keep that zoom or zoomed in. That is actually a really nice feature.
Yeah, and you talk about baseball, but think about the sports like football where the face and the eyes aren't so easy to find.
Now there's
Now you have
subject detection.
Right. Human recognition. It recognizes the entire human form. So pick a player and lock it in and you're good to go. So this is an excellent camera for that. Anything you could think of, any type of shooting scenario you could think of, it could be stage presentations where you're stuck in the back of the room, could be sporting events. It's all about being able to have that versatility going from a super wide shot to a super tight shot and still have all the latest technologies built in.
So let's say I have an FX3 and I have an FX6. Can I actually mix this footage? Is there going to be any differences in color or the look or the overall editing experience?
That's a great question, and I'm sure they're all wondering if we can do that. And yes, actually, this camera is extremely powerful with the different picture profiles that are available, including S-Cinetone to match up with your Cinemaline cameras, and another profile called 709 Tone. So that is designed specifically to match up with system cameras. So we're talking about broadcast look and a cinema look in a camera that has all those other features.
Really? So I can do a wedding and when I need the long shots, use this, but still mix it with something like my FX6 when I need those more cinematic shots.
Correct.
It sounds like it's a great camera. And you can actually play with this camera if you come to the Lakewood branch of Focus Camera. We have this on display, it's powered up and it's ready to try out. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again, Tom, for coming out. We always appreciate it. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz, and we'll see you guys next time.